What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? And today I'm going to be talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows. And it came out today through this year's Ubisoft Forward 2024. And I want to delve into the details of this game, if I can here. And one thing in particular I would really like to put in here as well is that I am impressed with this game. I'm not 100% convinced yet, even though that we have this demo or this gameplay reveal. However, I think I'm going to still put this game on the back burner for right now because, I think playing so many Assassin's Creed games and the titles that we've had many years ago, and then from Assassin's Creed 2007 to the Ezio trilogy, I'm like, I think I might just go back and replay those instead of playing this game for right now when this game initially releases because I'm kind of skeptical for one reason only is the reviews. I'm kind of curious what the reviews are going to be like in this game. I know that this game is only 6 months out, but that's the worry here is that I think that even though that this gameplay reveal for this year looks promising and it looks really good, I like the systems and the mechanics of Yasuke and Naoe, and it's amazing how far Assassin's Creed games have come. And that is one thing I am readily admit about this game as well, because we have always wanted an Assassin's Creed game in feudal Japan, and we are finally getting it this year on November 2024. And so, one thing I was actually thoroughly impressed, other than watching the gameplay reveal from playing as Yasuke, but I loved Naoi's playstyle, which is the shinobi, the a la stealth assassin. And that is one thing I was really happy about to see because she uses the hidden blade. She's able to throw throwing stars or the shinobi stars or whatever they're called. And that is one thing I am very happy about to see. But however, like I said again, it's the fact that I am optimistic yet skeptical. And I think the reason for the skepticism and the optimistic on the side of things is that from playing this series as a whole and the saga as a whole, it's the reason why I'm still not going to get this game at launch. And like I said, I want to know what the reviews are going to say. I'm kind of curious of what people will say as well when it comes to the user base, or like the customer or gamers perspective, much like mine. And I know I'll probably get some negative feedback on this, but again, like I've always mentioned before, I don't care. So this is why, while I do like this game for what I've watched of this demo, and going into feudal Japan, being able to go through certain types of areas and vistas of this game, which looks breathtaking and inspiring, is just the fact that what makes me even more scared about this game is that not just because of the reviews that will be coming out later this year in November, it's the fact of where or possibly this future of the franchise could go after the Assassin's Creed Shadows. And that is one thing that I'm very scared of because even if this game does remotely well in terms of, the review wise, I'm sure I'm giving my own personal guesstimate of what the reviews could possibly be. I think this game could be a potential mid 80s and maybe in the 90s. But, that's where Assassin's Creed Mirage was able to do. There were some outlets that gave the game a 9. There were some outlets that gave it a 7.5. Some outlets gave it an 8.5. It was a mixed bag. But however, I loved Mirage. I think that Mirage did some unique things and ways of where a game like that could possibly go in the not too distant future to other future titles. For what I understand is that Assassin's Creed Shadows is in fact going to be the last game in the RPG side of things, which is good. I made a video on Assassin's Creed Mirage, but it wasn't really focused on Mirage, really. It was more focused on the lines of why I think that RPG elements and mechanics need to be totally lifted away from the future of Assassin's Creed games because they're not always going to be the best in-game elements when it comes to an Assassin's Creed game. And that is what I did not like in Odyssey. I loved it in Origins. I did like it to a certain degree in Valhalla. But I just think that when it comes to Shadows, dude, I just really think that if they're going to lean into the RPG mechanics in this game, which I do know that they are going to do, I want to see it. I want to see it proper. I want to see it well balanced enough and showing off what kind of gear, if there's going to be any gear sets, if there's going to be any weapon sets. But we didn't see that in this demo, and that is one thing I am very skeptical as well. And it's why I'm scared about this game too, because of that specific reason. And another thing that I think that they totally left out, while you play as Yasuke as the brutal tank samurai, and you play as Naoe as the shinobi stealth character, they did not show off any type of skills between each of these characters. And I'm just like, and I asked myself, why did they not show these type of skills of these two characters that you play as? And it just baffles me as to why they didn't show that, but I understand it was probably maybe more of a time constraint thing, and I get it. But it's like if you really want to go in depth into a game, even though that this game is only 6 months out of this year in November, but even still, it's just like it would have been nice to see what the skills were going to be like. It would be nice to, give us a little bit more of a deep dive into this game. And that is why it's like, I don't know if I really want to get this game at all, even though that I am an Assassin's Creed fan. It's like I said, dude, I mean, I know a lot of people are skeptical with this game, even though a lot of people are hyped and hoiped a little bit in this game. Yes, there's a word called hoip. But of course, it's just like, I just don't know, because it's like, why do I want to invest in an Assassin's Creed game that's not going to show off any type of progression when it comes to the skill sets of these two characters? We know nothing about these characters as well, other than what they've already told us, is that Yasuke is the brutal samurai. Naoe is the brutal stealth assassin shinobi, right? But that's all we know from this game. The only thing that we also do know is that it takes place in feudal Japan. But that's all we're getting here in this gameplay reveal. And so I think that's where one thing is concerned, is that I know I actually follow quite a few YouTubers as well. I follow Luke Stevens, I follow Joe Raptor, and I'm sure that these guys are very fans of the series as well, which they are. But I'm sure that they will be a little bit critical. I'm sure that they will be a little, maybe possibly opinionated, and yet as I am in this video as well, because I have every reason to be. And that is one thing I have always been able to understand as to where I'm coming from, and as to where what I really want to invest my time into this game. But there is one thing I will say, is that the stealth mechanics in this game shows off so much potential. And I'm going to tell you right now, it looks amazing. I love the way how the parkour is. You're much quicker in this game with Naoe because she is the shinobi stealth character, right? And it shows off greatly. And I love the fact that she's able to grapple up, being able to do the air assassinations and all that. We have some old school elements back in this game. And yet, like I said, that's all we're seeing here. And so it's just like, I understand why they did not show a lot of things, like a little bit of a deep dive, because like I said, I think it had to do with time constraint, because they wanted to show only the most important stuff within Shadows. And I think that's understandable. But again, what I really want to put into here as well is the fact that I really like the fact how you're able to utilize Naoe to a certain degree as the stealth shinobi, which is awesome. That's one thing I greatly appreciate when it comes to stealth type of games, much like any other Assassin's Creed that we've had. I think the Assassin's Creed series has always been the benchmark when it came to stealth because, other than Splinter Cell or like the original Thief franchise, those were based on stealth evasion, which was very immersive. And that's why those games are called immersive sims. But either or, now going back to Shadows though, this game kind of shows off some a little bit immersive sim in here because it's being more focused on Naoe as the stealth assassin or stealth shinobi, and it's greatly shown here. And that is one thing I'm really appreciating. And like I said, if I were to get this game, I would be playing more of as Naoe and less of Yasuke. I'm not condoning Yasuke at all being that brutal tank samurai. I do like samurais. I think that they are totally badass, and it greatly shows off where this game is going to go in terms of the combat systems, which we've already previously shown in this video. And so I really think that's where Shadows is going to be great. I don't think it's going to be impressive. I think it's going to be awesome. I really do believe that this game is going to get high rankings or high reviews. I really do because I think a lot of people were really anticipated to get this game, and we are finally going to get this game this year. And so, like I said again, it's the reviews that are going to be a lot of people are being wary of. And it's greatly optimistic about it though too, because while you should be enthusiastic maybe in a certain way, but being optimistic or maybe skeptical, which is fine. And that is one thing I want to discuss here real quick as well. This is one thing I really love about playing as Shinobi or Naoe basically. What you just saw is that she's able to go into a water stream and using a bamboo, being able to breathe up and get oxygen. That is one thing that this game is going to be able to do and provide, which is going to everything has to do with seasonal. Each season is going to have its own unique different types of progression system, and utilizing certain type of stealth situations and other kinds of different ways how to infiltrate certain areas of the game as well. And I think that's going to be really cool as well. So again, I want to see or what this game is going to be able to do when this game initially comes out this year of November 2024. So all I can say is this. I think that I will definitely have a lot of fun with this game if I ever do get this title. But other than that, it's like I've been really wanting to see what I see in a gameplay demo, and I think that we've got it. But anyways, this is Jake from Citizen JV. Thank you for tuning in. Greatly appreciated. Any comments or questions, please feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I'll chat with you guys later. Have a great rest of your week.